Once upon a time, there was a witch who often disguised himself as a beggar to go to houses and kidnap beautiful girls. No one knows where the girls were taken, only that none of them returned. One day, he went to the house of a man with 3 beautiful daughters. Everyone thought he was a sick beggar, carrying a basket on his back to carry what he asked for. He asked for some food. The oldest sister came out to give her some bread, but he stroked her hand and the older sister jumped right into the basket. Immediately after that, he hurried out of the house and into the forest. His house is in the middle of a deep forest. Every item in the house is beautiful and luxurious. Whatever she likes, he will indulge her. He said, "My precious, whatever you want, you will be satisfied when you are with me." After a few days like that, one day he said, "I have to be away from home for a few days. You stay home alone. This is a set of keys. You can open the doors of the rooms to see, but there is only one room that can be opened with this key, which is forbidden for you to open. You could lose your life because of that." Then he gave her the egg and told her, "Please keep this egg carefully, it and number 39's best to always keep it with you. If the egg is lost, great misfortune will come." She accepted the keys and the egg, promising to do exactly as he said. After he left the house, she took the keys to open the upper and lower rooms in the house. She saw that every room was full of gold and silver items. It was true that she had never seen such a splendid scene of wealth and splendor in her life. Finally she came to the room that was forbidden to be opened. She intended to go through, but her curiosity made her unable to control it. She saw that the room key was similar to the other keys. She inserted the key and opened it. The door opened. Entering the room, she saw a cauldron of blood in the middle of the room, surrounded by bodies cut into pieces, next to which was a shiny axe stuck on a wooden cutting board. In panic, she dropped the egg into the cauldron of blood. She took the eggs out and cleaned them, but she could #39 clean them all. A little while later the husband returned. The first thing he asked for was the keys and the egg. She trembled as she gave the gong the key and the egg. Looking at the red mark on the egg, he immediately knew that she had been in the blood-filled room. He said, "Why did you dare to disobey my permission to open that room? Then you have to go back into that room. If you do it on your own, your life will be over." He grabbed her hair and dragged her to the room. He used an axe to chop off her head and body into many pieces, causing blood to flow all over the floor. Then he threw it all into a cauldron. After finishing, he said, "Now I and number 39 go catch the second child." The witch disguised himself as a beggar and came to the house. The second girl brought bread to the beggar when he stroked his hand and she jumped right into his basket. He quickly left the house and brought her back to his house in the middle of the deep forest. Her fate is no different from her sister and number 39's. She was also motivated by curiosity, so she opened the forbidden room and went in to take a look. After the witch returned from a long trip, she was also murdered by him. Then the witch went to capture the third person. This youngest sister was very clever and cunning. Before leaving, the witch gave her the key and the egg. Waiting for him to leave the house, she put the egg away and took the key in hand to open the doors to see. The room she opened last was the forbidden room. God, a terrible scene appeared before her. The bodies of her 2 sisters were killed and chopped into pieces and thrown in the cauldron. She calmly picked up the body and placed it on the floor, arranging it in order of head, body, arms, and legs. The parts automatically reconnected. The 2 sisters came back to life and slowly opened their eyes. The 3 sisters were extremely happy and hugged and kissed each other passionately. As soon as he got home, the witch immediately asked for the key and the egg. He didn't and #39 see any marks on the egg, so he said, "You passed the test. Now she is my fiancée." With those words, the sorcerer and number 39's magic also expired. Now he must do everything the girl says. She said, "It and number 39's okay? I must immediately bring a basket full of gold to your parents. Meanwhile, I prepare for the wedding." She immediately ran to her sisters and number 39's hiding place and said, "The moment I can save you 2 has come. That evil guy will bring you 2 home. When you get home, you 2 immediately send someone to save me." She placed the 2 sisters in the basket and covered it with gold. Then she called the witch and said, "Bring this basket to my parents. Remember not to stop along the way. I will look through the window to watch you." The wizard put his basket on his back and set off. The long road and heavy basket made him sweat. He had just stopped and was about to rest for a while when he heard a voice coming from the basket. "Looking through the window, I see you stopping to rest. Continue on your way." The witch thought his wife was reminding him, so he stood up and continued walking. After walking a long way, he had just stopped to sit down and rest when he heard a voice say, "Looking through the window, I see you stopping to rest. Continue on your way." Every time he stopped to rest, he heard a voice reminding him, forcing him to keep going. In the end, he had to walk and breathe heavily, with great effort, to reach his wife and number 39's parents and number 39's house to deliver the basket full of gold. At the bride and number 39's house, preparing for the wedding, she invited the witch and number 39's friends to attend. She hid a skull, covered the skull with a wreath, and decorated it with flowers and leaves. Then she hung it on the window in the roof, looking like it was looking down at the guests coming. After everything was in order, she decorated herself with bird feathers so she looked like a strange bird. No one recognized her anymore. She had just left the house a short distance when she met the wedding guests. They asked, "Hey strange bird, where did you fly from?" "Bird came here from Fitz." "So what is the bride doing?" "The bride has cleaned the house. She is at the window on the roof looking down." She continued a little further and met the witch on his way home. He asks, "This strange bird, where did it come from?" "Bird came here from Fitz." "So what is the bride doing?" "The bride has cleaned the house. She is at the window on the roof looking down." Arriving home, the witch looked up at the window on the roof and thought it was his fiancée, so he waved and nodded. When the wedding guests arrive, it is also time for the girl, her brothers, and the bride and number 39's relatives to arrive. They closed all the doors, not letting anyone out. Then they set fire to the house. So the witch and his accomplices were burned to death. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.